Welcome back. Thanks for staying in this business marathon, crisis or growth. And what we just seen is really impressive. We see hard data on how this pandemic is hitting everybody all over the world. Definitely is not something that cannot be seen. The number of jobs lost, the number of families which are losing stability, and not only life, as the video says, we turn crisis into opportunities, and precisely all those people who are not part of this purple family or didn't listen to you before, that's very clear for them. In the break, we saw testimonials of people who are changing their lives, who are starting to produce. So the opportunities here, and precisely talking about people with opportunities who have taken the opportunity. Let's go to the next presentation. Young people with great results. We have somebody we love, my friend Adrian. Diego knows him. Diego is here with us. Adrian, how are you doing? Dear friends, it's a pleasure being here with you. How are we doing? Diego, how are we doing? Everything okay? Yes, you look well. Do you play the guitar or is just part of the decoration? It's for a concert. No. Well, we're having an incredible panel, this big young universe. Imagine if companies are firing people. Where's the opportunity for young people coming out of university? And I start to think, and I mean, 20 million jobless. They're firing, I don't know how many people in Europe, South America. And the young people coming out of college, what will happen to them? We have external puppy. Adrian is not that young, even though he looks young. But he will introduce young people who have shown us that Omnilife's opportunity is impressive. They have adapted incredibly quickly. Social networks, the web. I mean, I follow them in social networks every day. I see, welcome to the team, welcome to the team, congratulations, levels. And the truth is, they pass this on. We have big growth surprises. Recently, Antonella became Supreme Gold. We have been following her in this Supreme Premiere. I mean, let's continue with this to see if she becomes diamond. Of course she will. The truth is, this is very exciting. Other young people, you don't know them very much, but they have a lot to share. Adrian, they're all yours. Thanks, Diego, first of all. Bottoms up. The reason for being here, we're different nationalities, but the same blood, Omnilife. Bottom ups for all the purple wall to young people. These panels for young people, but we have people from all ages connected. Youth is spiritual and emotional. I'm not. I don't have their age, but I have a big chart with Magnus to look like when I started at Omnilife. First of all, I am Adrian Masir from Costa Rica. I'm very excited. I didn't sleep when you have big emotions. Sleeping in this going it. What's going on? It's incredible. These last 2 months, incredible. Costa Rica, Central America. You will look at the figures of what's going on. Basically, like popcorn. Victor Correa's phrase when it's the cooking pot is going to explode. It will. This marathon with all the colleagues. Greetings to Argentina, to my mentor Gerardo, his wife, Gavi. They're doing incredible things, and it's an honor being part of this, a privilege. This presentation is for new guests who are connected and business people, entrepreneurs. This is a program for young people. I think if you look for something different, if you see relatives who have been employees going through process in their lives, and I ask a question, How do you see it? Do you like what you see? Because similar paths, similar destinations. I want you to stay with us these 45 minutes. Remember, life is decisions. A good decision will impact 5 complete years. A bad decision will impact you 5 years. This is a key day. My congratulations to the staff for this spectacular idea. Stay with us. See young entrepreneurs what they're doing. I started when I was 23, like some of them. A very different life. It was very rustic with his products, very basic with a Viper, with coins to make calls in a public phone. You do this today? They don't understand if you tell to a young guy. That was how it started on foot, and with this on foot, Omnilife, I built a lifestyle. I made a profession in Omnilife. I joined Omnilife in 1996. I signed the most important contract. I'm very thrilled. I'm very emotional. I'm really, really excited. See what's going on. Well, so I signed the most important contract of my life. You who are in your 20s, your 30s, that decision of signing a contract, excuse me, we need to move on because time is going well. This changed my life in mental, structural, spiritual, emotional terms, obviously economically wise. And we are getting the rewards, many rewards. And let me tell you, this was a growing process of work, of obstacles. Today, I want to ask these people to talk about not only success but obstacles because we all human beings have them. I think that the opposite force creates growth. If you lift weights, that's what stimulates muscle. When they're light for you, your instructor will tell you we need to increase 5 more pounds. Otherwise, the stimulus for growth is the opposite weight. So let me tell you that during these 23 years in Life and 46, I have to overcome many obstacles. And that's what made me strong, made me celebrate. I remember a phrase from Jorge. I've had many frustrations in my life. I've had many frustrations during my life. But one joy kills every frustration. When Jorge inaugurated that plant, and I realized that's really clear. The opposite force is what increases, lifts a plane. You know that sustentation force, that's what makes an airplane fly. So I want you to understand that we don't superheroes, we're human beings who have gone through processes, we have gone through situations, we believe, we dared, and that changes your life. And that's how it changed. In my case, I started with at 23, I started business administration. I didn't practice at that time, that I was frustrated. Today, I understand that was the hand that pushed me. I love the video. If you were jobless, turn to Omnilife. They are pushing you to become a success. Don't be negative. Remember, many times that phrase saying, when you hit her against a wall, is the hand of God leading you to another path. So let's start in this process with these young people. You will see 2 types of information very important. Remember that in order to activate, you need a vehicle. Thank God. 2 weeks ago, I just bought a X4 BMW. It drives by itself, an excellent car. Everything turns on. I mean, that's Omnilife. The vehicle that presented you is spectacular, but we need a driver as well. 2 weeks ago, I said, what's the use of an excellent car if you think you won't be able to drive, you think you're going to crash? And during the rest of the marathon, You have the vehicles Omnilife and you're the driver. So let's start with the first participant. With we'll start with women, ladies first. This is a spectacular woman, an entrepreneur, a woman who has shown during these 2 months connection with people, and that's key. Sometimes we're waiting for black threads for a miracle, and she will make us understand that rather than a black thread is connection. So let's start with our friend Antonella Martinez from Argentina, my friend Antonella. Hi Adrian, how are we doing? I cannot stop being excited after listening to you. You touch every fiber of my heart, every cell. I'm very excited. For those who don't know me, I am Antonella. I'm 23. I'm from Argentina, from the Patagonia. I came to the company 4 years ago. I took the opportunity because I didn't have a job. At 17, I left home from my parents. At 6, I have drug addiction problems. I have psoriasis. I lost 30 kilos then to the products. Not only that, I didn't finish junior high. I clean houses. I work warehouses in the stores. When I come to the company, I understand one thing only. Imagine I used to sell cleaning products house by house. I love being independent all the time. And when I met this company, I understand one thing only. If you sell a single product, I have money in my pocket to eat. And that was a game changer. Starting my business, I had a partner, a couple, and I led that. I became pregnant 2 years, 10 years. I decided to take my life back. I said, you cannot leave an opportunity that helped me to leave drugs, gave me self confidence, because that's what this company done to me, personal growth, because without that, you do nothing in your lives, in whatever you want to do, whatever you want to develop. And that's how I said, when I have my baby, he is 3 months old. In all my pregnancy, I took more than 14 products, and I said, I'll go for everything. I was making a family, and I understood something very important. My dreams are non negotiable. I thought on what the reality I was going to show my child, and my child is my everyday motive to do this. 2 years ago, we developed this business and making $2,800 between commission and sales of products. As a team, we're making 1,100. It's been really impressive. I separate from his father. Of course, imagine me as a mother. What was I going to teach my child? I want my child to believe in him. So I need to believe in myself. I made this decision. I'm very excited because it's been more than 2 years working day and night since I wake up. The growth with him is impressive. 2 years ago, I decided to take the opportunity to take trainings in Guadalajara Extravaganas. I was 20s. Wasn't making the money I make today. That was no excuse. I needed to have the tools to be able to grow. I knew this was not only a product and a sale, it was an opportunity of life to live again. That's what I saw at that moment. I went to Guadalajara. I paid the price. I sold everything at home to get the information I needed to be able to develop this business. More than 14 hours traveling with a 10-year-old baby. Only 500. I had a penalty for losing the flight, 400, but I paid the price. 2 years later, I'm realizing that if you don't pay the price, you are avoiding blessings in your life. That behind an obstacle, there's a big blessing. In February, I went to Mexico. I lost more than $700 in cash. And I said, wow, what's the big blessing behind this? It turns out that following month, when I come back to Argentina, we have this pandemic in quarantine. I don't care. We make reality. With that, I said we will do something we were not doing, connecting more with people, regardless of the cell phone, the computer, the screen. We will make it work despite of, with no excuses, we have no crisis. We have opportunities. With 23, I just became Supreme Gold last month. We got Supreme Gold. We overcame the PDLs for Diamond, and the way we are, I will get Diamond in June because we have focused people, 100% independent with leadership, outstanding leadership. And what way to show my child as a mother the quality of life I can deliver to him, what he deserves, because he didn't come to this life to survive, and I didn't come to survive, but to stand out, regardless of my age. Adrian, I'm very grateful with you because you are somebody I admire very much. I connect very much because I see how awakened you are. Is not only everything analogical. When you start to vibrate in the right frequency, when you have the right thoughts, things happen. People need to believe themselves. Let us start believing ourselves because abundance is for everybody. We're children of our king, the divinity, however you want to call it, but it does exist. And we need to start to create that reality we do deserve. Thanks, Adrian. Antonella, you left us. I mean, I have no words. And you mentioned key things that at the end I will summarize. In Antonella, talking about business, something you've done a long time ago, you set out to do your close on the first 21st days of the wars. And I can say it on the 16th, you were with the new one, the previous one you went up. It doesn't mean that you want to take a good pace, get your level in the first 2 weeks. What can you tell us about that? Well, in order to move on in the business, you need to be very clear, very focused, but very committed. Not a commitment said, yes, I'm committed, I want to progress, I want to get results, and that's it. Because you have many interested people, but who's committed and who really wants to change? Well, when we start the month, we know who we want to work with. What are the weekly goals? You have 7 days in a week. What are the 10-day weeks? Your bi-weekly goals and monthly goals, 21 days. You don't have 30 days. You have 21 days for all organization. How do we start? For example, if we know how we're going to start, for example, we need to know the structures, what we need to move on. We need to work, focus on the people who really want to do the business. We don't waste time. We go straight to the people who is there. Those who don't want, we will be waiting for them. We will always be willing to help everybody. But we need to see who's committed to give everything because we are going for everything. We are not halfway. You cannot give 50% expecting a 100% return for the company. You need to give 100, even more, if you want to get true results. But the first 10 days close with the 1,500 personal points. How you do that? Focus. What products do we want to sell? Which one connected to you? What do you like? I won't tell my people, well, sell, say, two coffee tea package only. Yes, we have a strategic work plan, but I need to know what connects to them. What is it, what they want, what product they want, what they want to take and sell. I want this emotional connection with the new guys too. For me, it's very important for them to use 200 people. They know. Many people says, but I don't know 200 people. Well, I invite you to go to your Facebook profile, see how many friends you have. And 2,500 out of those, I'm sure you know 200. Get in touch to all of them and start selling them, offering them the business opportunity and the product. They start sharing everywhere. What we have is every month you need new 500 contacts in WhatsApp because this is very important because now that we are doing this at a world level, we cannot lose the one-to-one contact. For me, that's basic. Here, we're not out in the street to communicate the emotion. Oh, I like it's working and I feel really good with energy. No. So what happens? People get this every day. If they see you every day, when they see your progress, how your team grows, but the results are not only yours, but everybody's. Something important, the 25 personal points, 2,500, with what? To coffee package, for example, lemon tea, you may find people who want to lose weight, get rid of anxiety. Yes, the world is filled with these people, millions and millions of these people all over the world. With five of those you find every day, social networks are filled with them. Can you sell? Of course, two daily packaged coffee, lemon tea, for example, thermotan coffee, and 12 for circulation, energy. What happens? Every day we will have an average gain of $47. In 10 days, $470. For me, it is very important that that people have money in their pockets from the very first day, from the first minute. Don't make them wait. Why? Because they will stay. When you have money in your pocket, you stay. You come for money and you live for the same reason. Imagine a lot of people working 8, 9 hours for much less than $47. For $20, probably less in Argentina. Using time of your life, neglecting your family. Imagine me, my family, leaving my kid with somebody else working for a boss, and that money I'm making, instead of I have to spend this in a babysitter. We need to be more intelligent. We can create with this work plan more than $1,800 just in sales. Can we do it? Yes, you need to be committed. Until you don't do it, you won't go to sleep. That's the commitment we want from people. See what you're doing to achieve this. How many people you talk to today? At least 300. Okay, but 100% of the commitment. Okay. Something else, Adrian. Very, very connected listening to you. But we need to listen from the others. Antonella. Antonella has a mother, extravaganas. That was an investment. She talks in plural, we. She gets her team to be involved, and I love that from you. Every time I listen to you, and don't lose one-to-one touch. Go for 200 for the pens, because market and digital will tend to robotize. So we need to be careful with this. We need to know that we are human beings. So, Antonella, thank you very much for your participation. You're spectacular. You know I love you. Let's go to the second speakers. And from Uruguay, a kiss from Juan Manuel Espino, a young man. How are we doing from that country? Hi, Adrian. How are we doing? Probably some of you don't know me. I am Juan Manuel Espina. I'm 24 years old. I started in Omnilife 3 years ago. Before Omnilife, I worked pharmaceutical 3 years for a very important pharmacy chain in my country, and I would spend many hours, 10 to 12 hours a day. I worked really hard, and that was very exhausting. I started to have serious health problems, but the thing is, I was giving my best, all my efforts to get 350 US dollars. And then led me to make the decision of quitting. I think I deserved something much better. What happened to me is that I thought that with knowledge, experience, and with a university degree, I would be able to get a faster opportunity, but not. I bumped into a crisis, unemployed, looking for a new opportunity that never came, or apparently that was okay. And something that happened to me is that sometimes a person, and that's sometimes you have the attitude, the will, but what you lack is the opportunity. And I'm very thrilled because after 7 months, I became depressed until I went to that blessed opportunity of meeting this beautiful company, and I fell in love with this product, Magnus. That helped me a lot for the depression to improve my mood, my anxiety. In summary, I put everything on Omnilife, and in 3 years working on the business, now I'm go from $350 a month. Now I'm making about $1,800 a month, and honestly changed my life. And thank to God for the opportunity in OmniLife. I value this. My recommendations: take it, and if you're willing to pay the price, as Anton says, you will get it if you put your heart on it. It is incredible. I thank God for this. I love your story. It's not easy to live a profession when you're in your 20s. There's a lot of pressure from the family, from the friends, especially when you are unemployed. And these are the decisions I mentioned at the beginning. Very costly decisions. Well, yesterday we talked. I didn't have the pleasure of meeting you. I love when I listen to you. You have a plan for us, elite bronzes. Tell us. Well, in that case, what I do, something I like to do is, first of all, is attitude. That's basic. Working on people's attitudes. Something that happens a lot to me. You have many people. They don't have the experience. We may click, but they don't have sales experience. I've never sold anything before, so I work a lot on attitude, self confidence, no excuses. So I approach them and I see what they want, what I actually want to do with the business. So the first thing I do is teach them how to have this unstoppable attitude. Sometimes people come with this need to have a quick buck, so you should teach them retailing. But then I saw a business opportunity and I want to have teams, so we have the 5 step plan. When you see somebody and they start to work the business and they start to create and to go up in levels and they become elite bronzes, what I realized I saw a need and in my organization. We have Wednesdays and Saturdays, we have traditional training, 5 tips. I talk a lot about attitude, and I saw the need to create leaders. And something started to, since I have a different training on Mondays for those who become elite bronze, and I see in the commitment. I actually want to go for the business. They get involved. I have a severance session on Mondays on leadership only. I talk to them about more tools, what I do with people as a role model to inspire them, and the key takeaway for people. That's why for me, message attitude is very important. For a leader, that is not knowledge, is not experience or skills. Yes, they're important, but what I want to communicate is what makes a leader is people. That's why you have leader caring for people. I get these elite bronzes involved with their teams and others. We start to have level jumps in the organization. Bronzes now they're silver. People that they're closing their supreme silver the previous month. I just started with this new strategy. That's a complement they needed to start to strengthen their organizations, their businesses. Having these jumps and what it is, especially in leaders, I think is very important in our business, especially with young people, to have this maturity, this emotional maturity, this clear vision that of leadership in the business. So we start with elite bronzes to have these jumps to get better results. So basically, that's why I start to do with this leadership mentorship to support more the team in addition to the one-to-one on ones to help them explore the full potential they have with in terms of dreams and desires. Obviously, it seems to me this one-on-one work is spectacular. Group trainings is not the same when you sit with somebody, discover what his her need, dream, what you need to give her him to unleash. We are not imposing dreams. That's what Jorge taught me 23 years ago. Don't impose dreams, you facilitate the dreams. That is very clear. My last question, Juan, what's the greatest obstacle you have overcome? The biggest barrier I've overcame is frustration. Sometimes, as a young person, first of all, you're very impulsive. You want to get results now. That happened to me, especially in my life. I would be frustrated. I had the will, but seeing things didn't happen the way I wanted to. That was very frustrating for me. And I see that with people. What do I talk about attitude? Because that's what I had to work on me. So I had to work a lot on my attitude, learn to develop constancy, not losing motivation, that burn desire to that leads to the action. It happened to me a lot that I was emotionally unstable. I had to work a lot on me, on my thoughts, being constant, giving myself the opportunity to learn, knowing I don't know everything. I need to learn. The internal work I did helped me to overcome frustration, and it has reflected a lot in my organization. 70% of my organization are young people. Will see this anxiety to get quick results, and this is where you have to mature, to respect your process. You have to be real focused. But yes, that's something that happened, and when I started to put anxiety on the side, focusing on the product, I was able to overcome these obstacles to create an internal shield to develop more my leadership, and this I pass this on to my organization, and this became a very strong resource to have a strong emotional stability. Okay, Juan, very clear. Thank you very much. You have a bright future potential. I see a coming Uruguayan diamond in you. Thank you. Now we are going to one of the pioneers of digital marketing. I think a watershed. He has helped many communities. In every organization I hear, including mine, thanking contribution for this from the speaker, and he's very generous. He's not egotistic. He has shared this with, and that's his charisma. His my friend Robert Arellano from Peru. Hello, how are we doing? Good afternoon to everybody. I'm Robert. Thanks for the presentation. I'm very honored and grateful for being here with you. I'm 31 years old. I'm from Lima, Peru. 3 years in the incredible business, Seitu, and started with a $5,000 debt that school my children. After 6 months, I was able to pay this debt. And how do I take on this debt? The last place I was working, I was trainer, and I was not able to pay my kids' school plus interest. When I'm presented with the pros, the first thing I notice that we have high impact pros covering needs that the rest of the market don't cover, and we have better technology. I fell in love with that, and I started to do the business. I improved my financial skills last month in the midst of the pandemics with 2,300 US dollars. check. I've traveled to Costa Rica, Dubai, Oman, incredible trips. Everything paid. I improved my health, stress, headaches, thanks to the incredible products of this line. So, as Adrian says, uh, business focus on social networks. Everybody has computer, a cell phone, and we try to take this incredible business, share recommending products in this new system we have. And basically, I'm working at home. We have used this quarantine to work, and we are working much harder than before the quarantine. And this is crazy. We are working not only people from Peru, but also people from Argentina. We have more than 780 affiliates in my organization, digital from 16 countries, including Russia. So look at the power of these platforms. It is incredible that the company is adapted to this new digital system. Omnila's website, where you can sign up in any different country where we are. The VP, incredible to look at the prices. You have a landing page where you have your names, phone number, and you get in and you start and you have your own virtual store. And this is very appealing to young people. And that's very appealing for the new people I went to work with. Basically, this is part of my testimony how we've done business. I don't know if Adrian wants to add something. Yes, I have a question. How are you? What are you doing for people who are not from your generation beyond 60 years? Baby boomers. How do you have them connect? Do you have a method? How do they fit in this? They are not left out. Well, very good. Yes, I've tried to develop this tool in a very simple way for everybody to use it. I have a good example. In Argentina, I have a couple, Lenny and Alfredo. They almost have 4,000 points. They have 40% basically on social networks. They have a video I share with the group of Scamillo. They called me to say, Robert, we want to work with you. I didn't know them. We connected, we talked, we chatted. I use a lot to training via Zoom, and I was able to share the screen with a cell phone, explaining step by step what to do. I try to do it very simple, how to create the page, polls, surveys, how the information they have, how they can monetize it via cell phone or computer, and they're very grateful because they're retired and they know what to do. They were looking at different options. When they show me their sales history, they have a report on how much they're making, how they're evolving, a follow. So basically, it is a tool young people can use, or somebody who's in their 50s, 60s, because it's just adaptation. The system is there is question, answer, website is just copy paste. You have to share that with me, that video with me. Robert, my last key question. There are people who expect marketing being 100% effective. You have it, you have sales. How many ads do you have for recruitments and sales? Do you have a figure usually? I'm working a lot in Mexico. We have focused a lot on Mexico. Stay 2 weeks in Peru. We don't have access to the warehouse online purchases, so we have to make a decision. Just cross your arms, and so we decided to focus on Mexico, and it was incredible. In April, with intense work in Mexico, I got $1,000 check. Basically, we are investing an average of 20 soles in Peru, $7 in advertising. Everybody wants to take care of the skin. Everybody wants to be well. The products with the most demand are antioxidants, internal, externals, incredible products for everybody. For this market, and basically we're focusing on this. And something important as you can see on the screen, I like people identify with our company, our work, with a team. I'm always looking at WhatsApp, Instagram with their photos being creative from their countries. Look at the countries, how much they increase, categories. Congratulate them. And we have this in WhatsApp. Everything is good vibe. Talking about results, what I want in the team, as I said, using the tools the company gives. See if they're Supreme Bronze in 2 weeks, the next month replicating the first week's first, second week, looking at Supreme Silver, obviously the second month. We're having a August. So using these, leveraging these tools because it's really cool to just start in 2 months. It's getting $100 bonuses, $600 this year. We have 3 people with this work strategy qualifying for the Emprende incentive. This has a very intense month of work. We are closing with 2 new Supreme Silver and Premier Gold. They're just starting the company, and basically we are trying to pass it on. If you ask me, do you have a strategy to recruit people from other countries? When we prepare a website to recommend products, many people see the website and say, "Hey, I want to recommend. What can I do?" And that's how you start your interaction. Once somebody signs up, from the very first day, it's not only about recruitment, but this is a business that based on structures you can improve your economy much faster. And we have a Zoom meeting. I have 3, 4 people from the social environment. We have a Zoom 15, 20 minutes to explain what it is, about the products, a little bit about the company, how we're going to get results. I love to make everything visual. Visually, what will happen in 2 months in based on these bonus tools, how we're going to do it, what direction. I make them visualize and I give them direction with our work tool. And little by little, I make them fall in love with the products, the company. You need to work on that as well. You mentioned something important. It does things don't have to be robotized. They're clear on that. That's why we have these trainings. How products work, what are the ingredients that you have. We have morals. I sell it because use it and I see the results. Basically, that's what we do. Very intense work. Today, more than others, we're working 18 hours a day, training after training, business presentations, more new people, and they understand this is a repetitive work, using the same energy, sharing knowledge, and basically, with my team, I share my decrease once in Mexico. I would start to deliver energy time for more people to change their lifestyles. And basically, I try to focus on I try to replicate this on my teams and the rest of people. Robert, wow, I think that it is important to understand that first of all, it's like when we did this in the past, Jorge, make 30 new contacts and you become diamonds. It's been intense, but now with digital marketing, it's not 30, it's 3,000, 30,000. Exposure is 1,000 times more versus when we were on foot, but it's the same. Robert is not only follow up, tutoring. I mean, you need people to use product. Testimonial is the same process. The difference is that today exposure is much, much greater and that we can reach more countries without moving. We need to understand if I want to go to Panama, imagine the cost, renting an apartment, living in your country. Today, they are showing us how to work with a country from your country. Today, the world is purple. Now I understand the purple continent. We got rid of borderlines with this. And finally, Robert, you have to advertise everywhere. I've seen marketing and marketplace and it didn't work. It's like going out into the street and get one contact. It is everywhere. It's presence. In WhatsApp, yes. You agree, Robert? Yes. Robert told me I have this advertising. You mentioned in a video, didn't work. My question is, how much time do you dedicate to that? When, if you look at advertising something to get just a question for price, so if you don't get a response after 2 3 hours, the thrill is gone. So you need to be, you need a constant connection, and obviously in social networks is this is a tool that changes all the time. New algorithms, images that work today, tomorrow they don't work. So basically, it's trial and error. There are people just one day you sign up 5 people and four worked and for one didn't, and it is the same. It is just to see what happens to each person, as Anhua said. In terms of progress, it's not about you need to work with this product because this is what it's all. Somebody has to feel identified. I need to change the publications, the products I work with, and some people like to work with nutrition more, others with cosmetics, others like the whole line. Thank you very much, Robert. Very clear with your info. I just want to clarify. We don't want a misinterpretation. This thing of it, don't go to other countries. Yes, we need to go to organize events, but today is much faster. That was the meaning. Thank you very much, Robert, for your generosity. And now, the last but not the least, somebody I love very much. We drove in the highway many years ago when they invited me, the young people from the coast, several cities in Mexican coast. I met his dad when since I started there. My family, we experienced their growth. His father passed away. He went to heaven, and what I love is he built his son. He had a succession plan. You are here for the first time. I'm asking you, can you can you succeed this to your family? If you say no, Ariel Carranzas. Ariel, can you hear me? Yes. Well, thanks Omnilife for allowing me sharing a little bit of what I done during this time. I am Ariel Cárdenas. I am 33 years old, 27, taking the process. As Adrian said, my parents started this life project. Thanks to Omnilife and the income my father had, I was able to achieve my dreams, get a degree. I have a degree in business administration with a master's in finance, and and I never thought I would be in Omnilife. What I wanted to do was to practice. I love my career. I went out to the street looking for a job as any other college kid. Unfortunately, the companies that wanted to hire me didn't meet my expectation. I wanted to make at that time 1,500 US dollars a month. That's what I would spend every month. Unfortunately, thank God nobody wanted to pay that. My father tells me that there's a project He was inviting me. At first, I was reluctant because I didn't want to do anything with that. Omnilife, I give them an opportunity. He trusts me to work with him in this project. I started in 2014. I remember I started like everybody, not everybody. I was the son of a distributor next to my father, listening to him, learning what he was doing, and I started to learn as a result of this. In consequence, in the first year selling product, I got a trip to Spain, then France, Italy, the Mediterranean in 2015, 2016, two trips to Bahamas, then I went 17, 18 and 19. I just came back from Israel. Believe me, it took a lot of effort. I was not used to it, but thanks to the teaching from my father, I was able to do it 3 years ago. Unfortunately, he passed away. A big loss for our family, but thanks to his preparation, I was able to continue with the business. At first, it was really hard for me because now I was up front. I was in charge of the company, of the distributors, and most of the people saw me as the son of Ariel Cardena. I didn't have the credibility to do this. And I realized that working shoulder to shoulder with people, helping the people, I started my own path and I focused on people getting results, and the results have been excellent. It hasn't been an easy process, but the organization my father left, I'm working hard to multiply the importance of having an inherited business today. You cannot inherit a business today. Those who inherit money to their children, there's a saying, rich millionaire, grandfather, rich father, poor child. Those who get money only, I mean, money is gone. Today in Omnilife, you don't inherit an economic patrimony, but a background, an education. I got an education and a business structure that is, I got this, I just need to polish it to produce. During these years, my family, when my father passed away, we got a huge debt because poor management. We owe a lot of money. My finance degree helped me a lot to come out of this hole, and today we are making more than $25,000 a month thanks to the work we're doing. The best thing of all, this $25,000 next month may become 30,000, and so on, little by little. Really impressive, Ariel. This message is very important. It's not only don't study. Jorge used to say, for them and some, I didn't study, but it doesn't mean that you cannot study. Yes, had he studied, he would have made faster decisions. That's in your favor. That was no problem. The thing is, what is the decision you're going to make? I'm told that we are run out of time. I know you have a lot of to share in a second, in a nutshell. A key question. How did you earn your father's thing? It's not easy at 25 having a lot of people. In a nutshell, in two phrases, working shoulder with shoulder with them. That's how you earn their confidence. That's all. There you are. Thank you, Ariel. Last thing to before saying goodbye in this marathon, in this excellent panel, let me tell you something. Remember the story of the three little piggies. One built with straw, salary. Then the wolf came, destroyed coronavirus. Blue and turned. And the other one just built a wooden house, a taxi, an Uber. The Gulf came, two blows, down it went. And some of us build on brick. That's my invitation. Learn how to make decisions. You have three types of people in the world: those who didn't want to connect, who don't know what happened, those who connected well and left the program, how, and those who make things happen. So I want to thank Diego, Kenya, Mauri for something very important. Let me tell you this here. Many years ago, in 2010, when the economic downturn came, Jorge is not that money disappears. Nobody burning. He just changes places. Yes, every word Jorge said, I would pay attention. It was difficult, but then I would say Jorge's right. It was really impressive. The thing is, he was way ahead. His mind was way ahead. And listen to what he said. Companies make a mistake when there's a crisis. The first thing they do is they punish sales, get rid of sales reps, rates. And that's what happened to the guys who sold me the BMW. They cut his commission, but stupid. The first thing you have to do in a crisis is stimulate people who have the products. That's what Omnilife's made during these 2 months. More bonuses, the increased revenue, more tools. I know these people haven't slept days and nights because they're backing us up. It's because they have thought on the people who has the least, and we have been working as a team. It's not about the five guys here. Thanks to the staff. Thanks, Calderon, for everything. I love you guys. Ciao. Bye bye. Your success, Robert, Juan, Antonella, Ariel. I admire you. Thanks for sharing this with us. Adrian, I mean, we're shocked. I mean, what can I say, bro? Listening to you is wonderful. This wisdom Jorge transmitted to you, and you're communicating this. You have become a wonderful leader. Congratulations, leader. Thank you very much. I'm kind of still shocked where we're shaking in the studio, listening to you. These young people, one better than the other, with these testimonials in their own way, in their own digital, fully digital. Others don't finding ways to do this. Obviously, there are challenges. Having an online network like Robert, that's quite a challenge. Passing all these values to these people, all these what Omnilife is through digital is more difficult, and as they come, they may go. I mean, your challenge to become a big young leader is passing on these pillars of this company, this philosophy, those things that will never change. The personal contact I've been following my people, that's very valuable. So congratulations, Antonella, Juan, Ariel, a big hug. Your words, pure gold. Listen to what Ariel did, working shoulder to shoulder. That's what we have been doing, working with you shoulder to shoulder, working with you. We cannot travel in this moment. That's the way we are doing it. This is the way we're doing it. I'm very pleased listening to each one of you.